Vanity Fair released a photo shoot for both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and now The Rise of Skywalker has followed suit. Here is everything we learned from the new images. We've finally been given our best look at the Knights of Ren, described as elite, fearsome enforcers of Kylo Ren's dark will. They match that Force Awakens concept art pretty well, and I like that they're all unique. They all have different weapons and probably fighting styles, and look at this guy with his gun arm. I'm excited to finally see them in action. We now have a name and a look for Kerry Russell's character, Zori Bliss. The image is taken in the Thieves' Quarter of the snow-dusted world Kijimi, which I imagine is this planet from the teaser trailer. Zori is simply described as a masked scoundrel. General Hux is back, of course, but we now have confirmation that Richard E. Grant is also playing a First Order character. I wouldn't say that's a surprise at all, but his name is Allegiant General Pride. We already had generals, major generals, lieutenant generals, high generals, and grand generals, but now Allegiant generals too. Why not? He and Hux are sitting on Kylo Ren's destroyer. I'd guess that's the finalizer, but it could be a brand new ship. There are a couple shots of some of those cobbled together speeders like we saw in the teaser, but now we can see that Rey, Chewie, and BB-8 are all involved along with Poe, Finn, and 3PO. This is more confirmation of that promise that all of our heroes would be going on an adventure together this time around, which excites me to no end. The locals of that desert planet that chase probably takes place on are called the Aki Aki. The planet's name is Pisana, so this is likely a new desert planet and not Tatooine, Jakku, or Jeddah, all of which have been speculated. Here's a new shot of Lando aboard the Millennium Falcon with Poe, Chewie, BB-8, and Dio. This kind of echoes similar promotional shots from the previous films, but it's still great seeing Lando back in the mix. I wonder if Dio is actually his droid, or why this little guy gets to tag along. What makes him so special? Here we have Finn and Janna riding horse-like creatures called Orbaks. The caption says they are leading the charge against the mechanized forces of the First Order, so battle droids, anyone? Or maybe walkers of some kind? The heads of the Orbaks kind of resemble the dead animal that traps Chewie and the rest of our heroes on Endor in Return of the Jedi, so maybe this is more evidence that the planet where we see the Death Star remains in the teaser is a non-forested part of the moon. Also, Janna's bow looks dope. This shot is probably my favorite of the bunch. Rey and Kylo are dueling on some kind of man-made structure, and I don't want to speculate too irresponsibly, but what if they're literally fighting on the ruins of the second Death Star while it's sinking, or even just sitting there? I would love that, but this could be almost anything. Force Awakens concept art showed this idea that the Falcon would submerge to explore the Death Star ruins underwater, and then there would be this attack and chase from the First Order, so maybe they're standing on the Falcon. This shot is a little different, showing John Williams scoring the film, but we can see a new shot of Leia in the background wearing something similar to her outfit in The Last Jedi, but there aren't any additional details. There's a shot of Luke standing with R2 among burning plant life. I wouldn't speculate on this image too much. I still think Luke will only appear as a Force ghost, but for this promotional image, they just wanted to show Luke in any capacity. But I do think it's likely that when we see him, he will be wearing those same Jedi Master robes. There are other images to look over, and I'll link to the full Vanity Fair article in the description, but that's everything that caught my eye as I was looking through them. Let me know what you thought of the images in the comments. Speculate away and tell me what you think these details might mean. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.